What's up guys, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we're going to be discussing how to feel valued as a musician. Let's go. So the purpose of this video, guys, is to guide you to a more fulfilled life as a musician. It can be often hard as a musician to kind of find where you fit in society and what groups and communities to be a part of. I know I've struggled with this, and I know other people around me have as well. So I think it's an important video and it's an important topic that we have to cover. So there's going to be three main points that I'm going to chat about in this video. Number one is going to be your intrinsic values. Number two is going to be your ecosystem. And number three is going to be the balance. So let's get into number one, which is your intrinsic values. In order to feel satisfied with yourself in the world, you're going to have to develop strong intrinsic values, or at least be on the path to developing strong intrinsic values all the time. Intrinsic value is defined as value that something has in itself or for its own sake. And these intrinsic values, guys, they have to be pretty clearly defined, so you might have to dig pretty deep to find out what they are and really go inside yourself. However, you might be at an age or just a place in your life where you're really not sure who you want to be or what values you want to uphold, and that's totally okay. Everyone feels like that. So don't shy away from the task though. Don't think that, oh, I shouldn't develop these values because I have no idea where to start. That's not a good way to look at it. A better way to look at it would be to just say, okay, I have this big problem. Let's face it head on. And the way you get around that, guys, is just by exploring, right? Just trying a bunch of different things, and different things in different situations, and reacting differently in situations, and seeing kind of what meshes with you as a person. And then from there, you can develop some reference points and then build up some good intrinsic values. Make sure that these values are ones that make you feel proud about yourself and that are doing good for the world as opposed to bad. Kind of an obvious, but you're not going to feel good about these intrinsic values deep down if they're harming yourself or other people. So they have to be things that, number one, are very beneficial to yourself, and then if they can help other people or just put a smile on someone's face, that's also good. And then once you've figured out these values, guys, you want to implement them into who you are as a person, but also who you are as a musician. And you want to let these values really shine through in your music. If you can be really genuine like that and make music where your values are portrayed through your lyrics or your melodies or something like that, I think that is honestly the best way to go, because I think being genuine will always win, and even as a musician, having an audience, being genuine will always win. So you might have to hit rock bottom to figure out what these values are. Like I said, they can be kind of difficult to pick up on. I know personally for me, I had to hit rock bottom to kind of figure out who I wanted to be and what values I wanted to uphold. And so that's totally okay too. If you do hit rock bottom and you go through a really rough stage, just kind of see it as part of the process to becoming a better version of yourself. Because if I didn't hit rock bottom, honestly, I don't think I would have kind of done a huge 180 and shot up to where I am now. Like a year ago, I just left school, dropped out of school because it wasn't for me. And I was traveling a lot. I was doing music full time. I wasn't making that much money, but I was making enough to survive every month. With that part was great, but I had a really bad sleep schedule. I was going to bed like 4 or 5 a.m. every night, eating absolutely terribly, just like whatever I could find, like pizza pops and like toast and like just not nutritious things. Like I was just eating that all the time. And I was smoking a lot of weed and vaping and just doing things that were really detrimental to not only my physical health, but in turn my mental health, which really damaged me and my path as a musician. So that's my story. And if you're going through something similar, it's totally okay. But just figure out how to get through that and how you can do like a big 180 like I've done now, where I'm gymming a lot, I'm eating very healthily. The sleep is, we're getting there on the sleep, but the sleep's also going way better. I have a way better schedule now, waking up way earlier. So I'm feeling way better about how things are going. But like I said, I don't think that would have happened if I didn't hit rock bottom. I might have just kind of been going stagnantly. So I'm really grateful that I did. So the second main point is going to be your ecosystem. So it's great to have your intrinsic values met, but translating that into the real world and learning how to make meaningful connections with those around you is a completely different game. As a musician, you might find it difficult to have meaningful or find meaningful relationships and connections with those around you. I know I do personally. I might be alone in that, but I think there are a lot of musicians out there who feel the same way. Either way, guys, you're going to have a little ecosystem built around yourself so that you feel socially valued and appreciated. Humans are social creatures, so we feed off of each other's energies. So therefore you can't feel totally valued as a musician without a network of friends, acquaintances, and business partners. So I've moved around a lot in my life, guys. Even over the last 2 years, I've been moving around a lot. So I'm kind of familiar with the process of building up this ecosystem again and what that kind of looks like. So I've done this in a couple of different ways. A good way that I would recommend to a lot of people is I started streaming. So I stream on Twitch. Another way is by starting my business and building that up. And the third way is going to be by always offering free help to anyone that needs it. So through the stream that I do on Twitch with my friend, it's called The Bounce Test, we've built up like such a lovely little community of like-minded musicians, artists, producers, engineers. And it really helps me feel socially fulfilled in that way. And I've also actually made a lot of good friends and acquaintances through that as well. Starting a business and providing value to the marketplace really helped me feel valued as a leader, as well as getting good acquaintances who could turn into business partners. So I'd recommend that as well. If you guys are feeling stuck as a musician, try to find a way to provide value. I know some people might just want to be like a musician, but it's kind of difficult if you're going to just be a musician, like just be a singer. It's going to be difficult to feel that social fulfillment because you're not really providing anything else. Besides, obviously you're providing your music, but besides that, and until that gets big enough to where you're impacting a lot of people, it's going to be difficult to feel fulfilled without providing something else to the marketplace. So I'd recommend this to people as well. Just start some kind of side hustle. It doesn't have to be big, but just where you're providing some sort of value to the marketplace of musicians. And then the third point, just kind of offering free advice. That's been really great over the years. I've made good friends that way, acquaintances, and business relationships or clients. So that's another thing I recommend, guys. Just be as helpful and open as you can. So the third point is going to be the balance. This is by far the hardest part to navigate in relation to feeling fulfilled as a musician. The big question is, when should you prioritize yourself and when should you prioritize your ecosystem? Well, the truth of the matter is that without you, there is no ecosystem around you. So you do have to prioritize yourself first. Places, people, and tasks within your ecosystem, they're always going to change, guys. But if you can develop a good set of intrinsic values that are solid, they don't have to change as much, and you can use them as good reference points when making business decisions in the future. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, there'll be a PNG download. The PNG download for this video is going to be how to navigate your ecosystem using your intrinsic values. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video.